everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out at one of my local state parks to do a recovery run of 4 miles. I can't wait to share my thoughts afterwards with the new pair of shoes that I'm going to review, the ASICS Superblast. So come on, let's go hit the trail. ASICS Superblast could be one of my favorite shoes of 2025. Let's get into it. And if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do so down below. Thanks. Okay, and before we get too far in on the ASICS Superblast 2 review, I want to just disclose that these shoes were paid for with my own money, so you're going to get a very honest and unbiased review. Okay, the ASICS Superblast 2. This shoe has been just an awesome addition in my lineup. Matter of fact, it might be one of those shoes that replace, if you add it to your rotation, really taking one of your other shoes possibly out of play. This makes for a great daily trainer. I've been using it as a daily trainer, and it would also make a good tempo shoe because it is so light. Let's get into the specs though. Okay, let's get into the foams that make this shoe awesome. First, ASICS has a Blast Plus Eco as well as the Flight Foam Turbo Plus in this shoe. Just makes such a responsive but yet cushioning ride. Just gives it such a nice feel on foot. All right, let's move on to this outsole. The outsole is holding up quite well after 120 miles. Has rubberized inlays here to give it some traction points. I haven't noticed any slipping at all when been out in wet conditions, so holding up really well after 120 miles. Let's move on to the upper. The upper has an engineered mesh, very breathable, good for those summer miles, but also gives it a really nice lockdown with the lace pattern as well. Great laces, they just lay right on top of the foot. The tongue itself has a little bit of cushion, but it's a really thin material, so not really noticeable once you get it locked in and secure on your foot. Very stout in the heel pocket as well as the back, so you can really just see it barely moves, but very nice padding in the top of there, and then also has the nice pull tab to get into the shoe as well. Let's move on to what makes this shoe a lot of fun. So there is 45 millimeters of stack height in the heel, and then accompany it with an 8 millimeter drop. The total weight for the shoe is 288 grams, which is extremely light for a daily trainer or long run shoe like this one. Okay, let's move on. So this shoe, like I just said, is a long distance shoe. It is going to shine during your 10, your 15, your 20 mile runs that you might be preparing for that marathon. Right. Final thoughts on this guy. Let's get into it. All right, the ASICS Superblast. As my wife would say, it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to this shoe. Let me tell you why not. I would say the biggest part people might have some heartburn with on this shoe is just the fact that it's $200. I think that is really expensive, but I also feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, and it's holding up so well that that's got to be my biggest problem with this particular pair of shoes. All right, let's get into it. $200 is what the ASICS Superblast is coming in at. That is a lot of money, no doubt about it, but it could possibly eliminate another shoe in your rotation, so that might actually balance out. Is it a try? Is it a buy? Or is it a no-go? It is, for me, a buy for sure. I might even consider getting a second pair when this one runs out. I'm going to assume that this is going to last, if you're using it on the roads mostly, about 500, maybe 600, maybe even 700 miles, depending on where you're running and such. But it is just holding up so well, and I feel like this is going to go the distance for a lot of people. All right, that's going to do it for the ASICS Superblast 2. Thanks for tuning in, and for now, happy trails. Higher. Okay, let's do it again.